There we go. It's this size, so just like this.
Oh.
And then, yeah, and then that way you can put it right underneath your legs in order to get some squeeze right in through the calves.
Right.
Quite a nice.
I'll do a little torture with the roller.
Oh, you got a brave one in the audience. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna start with the roller or the towel or the blanket just right underneath your knees. So it's gonna be right on the belly of the calves. So you'll press right down into that area. And if you need to sit up a bit because you know it's really strong, please do. We're getting a good contraction right in, a good squeeze of the calf muscle. And that will probably carry right down into the backs of the legs and maybe into the ankles and feet. And if you need to come up, please do, and just get a little release, and then you can come back. So I really wanted to start to lengthen the backs of the legs, give you this assistance like a massage action before we go into the sun salutations and into the downward dogs. And you have that wonderful contraction. And then if you can take the roller down, so now it's just on top of the ankles and the heels get a good, the tops of the feet get a good stretch, and you're getting that squeeze right through the Achilles. So you get all that pressure there. And then do just a little rock side to side. And I think, Marion, with the roller, you'll have it up about there. And that will be a good stretch too. So you can go at the bottom end of the calf too. So either on the ankles or the bottom end of the calf. This would be the top. That's where you'd really tuck right under. And that's usually a little bit more gentle right at the top. So I'm saying go towards the bottom end of the calf. The calf muscle is the heart of the lower leg. So knee down, it helps to pump and move the whole foot. And it keeps the blood flowing in from the whole body, and it pumps the blood right back up into the upper body to get reoxygenated in the heart. So keeping the calf muscle moving, stretching is important because we never do anything that lengthens it. We only tighten it, we only shorten it. Nothing we do lengthens it. So that's a really good, it's good to squeeze it out, give it some help for the blood circulation. And then one more time, either wherever you went from, either the bottom or the top, go to the next second spot, either the bottom or the top, and then you can sit right back again. Great. So I'm just doing a paper for school on vaping and e-cigarettes, and just going through all of the way when the solvent goes through the e-cigarette, how when it goes through and it gets heated up more and more, how there's more toxins in the body, and how there's more youth using e-cigarettes than cigarettes, and many have started smoking more. So wow, just what a time. There's so much to discover about this topic. Anyways, I bring it up because one of my students was really concerned about it, being a teacher as well. And it's an excellent article. If you're interested, I'll pass it on. So now you can take the roller out and just take it away. And then I hope it feels fabulous. I can feel all the blood supply in there. Now, then stretch through the feet by tucking the toes under. This is a great counter stretch. Come back and then pull the toes under as much as you can. And then if you can, come into a nice tall back and lifting, and draw the rib cage in so you get nice and open. And just draw the chin back so you get that practice, the shoulders back. Good posture. Take an inhale, take the arms up, lift, open through the chest, just trying to distract you. Take the arms back a little bit, and then you can take a big in-breath and see if you can do a little bit of an arc. So you're gonna really open up in through the feet and the calves, and then come down, take the hands down, take your feet up, and then shake out right through your feet. So the ankles are soft, breathing. And then you can take the toes under again. Once again, give them a bit of a pull, assist them under, and then coming back again. And once again, take the arms up, interlace through the fingers, rise and lift through the rib cage. Keep the shoulders back and down as you extend the arms up. Nice, deep, deep breaths, lifting and opening the chest. And then you can exhale and just let the arms down. One more time, come up and do your wave. And then you can come back and sit back on your heels again. Take the hands behind. Now pressing in through the fingertips, take an in-breath as you lift the rib cage and the chest. Now press the tops of the feet down. Lift. And then you can exhale and take the arms down into tabletop position, knees apart. Come on into hip circles, coming around, opening up through the outside of the hips. And then you can come on in the other direction, coming around, breathing. And then you can come on right back to your center. Now tuck the toes under, take an inhale, lift the eyes, and exhale, rise and lift through the hips as you let the heels press down. Coming into 5 full breaths in your first downward dog. And if you need to bend the knees to be a bit merciful in through the calves or the hamstrings, do that so that you can get the wonderful rise of the bum bones up more. Then you've got your length through your spine. And you're pressing the heels down if you can, and feel all 4 corners of the feet. Keep pulling up from the core. And then one more deep breath. Good. And now gazing up, come up onto the tiptoes. Step or jump the feet to the hands. Come on halfway up, flat back. Then exhale, fold. Now breathing in, bring the arms up overhead, bring the palms together. And then exhale the arms to center. And then inhale again, gazing up, open through the chest. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, just touch. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. We'll turn into side plank to your left, bend the underside knee, or keep both legs straight, whatever is the best version. And then come on back to your center. Breathing in to rotate, opening through the chest, the shoulders back, chin in. And then take that arm back. Now we'll come into your plank with the heels reaching out to let the inner thighs move towards the ceiling. Now keep the shoulder blades down, the rib cage pulled in, really charge the heels back. You're gazing ahead slightly rather than down, just to lengthen the spine. And then take the feet to the outside edges of the mat. Try not to move the bum if you can. And then step the feet together. And again, come on wide. Breath. And together, rib cage in. And wide. And together, just 108 more. Coming wide. And 2 more. And keep the rib cage in. Half a giggle, little pulling up, last one. Okay, together, and now bend the knees and your toes point and you push the pubic bone forward. We're going to take the elbows into the chest, press down into the elbows, gaze ahead for 2 breaths, and keep the palms pressing down as well as the tops of the feet. And 1 more breath. And then here we go, bend the knees. You take them right underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, take an inhale, and then exhale and rise. Downward dog for 5 breaths. Again, the inner thighs moving back, the bum bones drawing up to the ceiling as you lengthen through the spine. And 1 more breath. And then we will take now the left leg straight up, reach up through that heel and come up on the toes of the right foot as you get that left leg up. Bend the left heel in, circle the knee out, opening. Again, pull up through that right thigh and then extend the left leg out, come on down. Get the right leg reaching, bend the heel in, circle the knee out, opening through the thigh, really reach that knee out, and then extend the leg up, coming down. 1 more breath in downward dog. Now gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, jump or step the feet to the hands halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop the arms, lift from the rib cage and press the pinkies together. Exhale to center. And again, inhale, gazing up, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, just touch. Exhale, fold forward. Planting the hands, jump or step the legs back. Either full plank or bend the underside knee. Lift. Take an extra breath and extend the arm over, lengthen from the underside of the waist. And then windmill that arm around. Rotating, come around to the other side, opening the chest, lift. One more breath, extend the arm out, lengthen from the rib cage. And then you can windmill that arm around. Get the heels reaching back, the inner thighs moving towards the ceiling. Keep the rib cage in. Now in our plank this time, take the feet together, rotate to the outside right edge of the foot. Keep the rib cage pulled in, and then come on to the other side. Keep the rib cage in, keep the heels reaching back and back to the center. And again, over to the right. Keep the rib cage in, back to the center, over to the left. Breath, back to your center. Okay, take the legs wide, back together. Once more, wide. Now back together. Now we're going to take the right leg to the outside and then touch back. Left leg to the outside and touch back. Two more. Right, keep the rib cage in, and left. Now, can you go a little further or come down and take the right leg out, slide it up towards the hip, and then extend the leg out. Left leg up, we'll do one more each leg. Taking that right leg up and reaching. I get carried away when you're not here. And then bend the knees, lift the pubic bone forward, lower the elbows, take them into the side body, press into the palms, press into the elbows, press the tops of the feet down. Shoulder blades are sliding down. And then you bend the knees, take the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under, take an inhale, lift the eyes, exhale, and round into your downward dog. Good, keep pulling back from the core. And now again, take the left leg up, reach up through that left leg, pulling up on the toes of the right foot, then bend that heel in. Now circle to the left, or sorry, turn and look to the left and send that left knee high to the ceiling, opening through the quad. And then extend that leg up. Here we go, we're gonna take the right leg up, bend that right knee in, just looking under the right arm. And again, send that knee high as you lift and rise. Lift, pulling up from the core, and then extend the leg out, come down. Beautiful. Square the hips in your downward dog. Now gazing up, tiptoes, jump or step the feet to the hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. And now inhale, breathe the arms up, lift, pressing the palms together, and then center. And inhale, gazing up, open. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, come halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, jump or step the legs back. Rotate to your side, and then potentially lifting the left leg up, underside waist, press down, strong, pull up through there, and then coming down. Rotate to your other side, turning, lift through the underside waist, reaching that heel out, and again, keep the shoulder back, lift the underside waist, breath, and then coming down. You can turn into your plank, and now we'll take the legs once again to the outside edge. This time, dunk your right knee down and then straighten the heel, and then the left leg and straighten, and right and straighten, and left and straighten. Two more, right, straighten, left, straighten. Good, step the feet together. Bend the knees, keep the toes tucked under. Draw the tailbone forward, lower down. Take the elbows right into the ribs. Press into the palms and the elbows. Take 2 breaths. Finishing this exhale. And then you inhale, draw the knees right under the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under. Inhale, rise the eyes, arc the back, then exhale and lift into your downward dog. Pull back from the bum bones. We'll stay in downward dog. Keep on lengthening through the spine as you press the heels down. Keep the inner thighs moving back so you draw the bum bones up to the ceiling. Lengthening. Feel free to just turn your head from side to side to release the neck. Good, and 2 more breaths. We'll go for 5 full breaths. Okay, here we go, gazing up. Come up onto the tiptoes. Jumpers, step the feet to the hands. Come on halfway up. Exhale, fold. Now breathing in, bring the arms up overhead. Draw the palms together, especially the pinkies, and then exhale the arms to center. Here we go again. Breathe in, gaze up, opening the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, come halfway up, touch. Exhale, fold forward, planting the hands, jumper, step the legs back. Come into your side plank, either bending the underside knee like so, or taking the leg straight, and then extra breath, take the arm over. So you're lengthening right through the underside waist. Windmill that arm around. Rotate to the other side as the chest opens. And again, extra breath. Lengthen out from the rib cage, get a beautiful reach. Windmill that arm around. Come on back. Come into your full plank with the heels charging back, inner thighs moving up. And then here we take the right leg out again. You're touching, and then come on back. And left leg touch, try not to move the belly button, and back. Keep the hips square, take the right leg out, touch, and back. Keep the legs strong. Left leg reaches out, rib cage in, back together. Now this time bend the knee up, pull up, and then press out, pull up, and press out, and pull up. Pressing out, last one. Pull out, press up. Bend the knees now. Keep the toes tucked. Push the pubic bone forward. Lower the elbows down to the floor. Sphinxing up. Keep the eyes lifting. Chin is only slightly lifted. And then just lift the bum, bend the knees, and press the pubic bone forward more. As you press the tops of the feet down. One more breath. Then you can bend your knees. Take the hands right under the shoulders, tuck the toes under, arc the back, lift the eyes, inhale, and then exhale and rise into your downward dog as you let your head dangle. Again, let the heels fall. Let the weight travel through your palms down into the floor, lengthening through the backs of the legs. Good, staying with your breath. And now one more breath. Okay, gazing up, come up onto the tiptoes. Jumpers, step the hands, come on halfway up, inhale. Then exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop the arms, lift, pressing the palms together. And then you can exhale the arms to center. We'll come from here right into forward bend. So you can take your hands to your waist, let the elbows be out. Take an inhale, lift the eyes, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Grab onto the big toes, first 2 fingers, thumbs on the outside. Feet are hip width apart. You exhale, fold forward, and if the elbows bend, let them flow to the outside. Let your head fall. And keep on pulling up from the inner thighs as the core pulls in. Keep on pulling up from the core on your exhale. The breathing is streaming in and out through the nose. As soon as you finish your exhale, come right back into your next inhale. Pull the inner thighs up so you're sending the inner thighs back. Wonderful. And then you breathe in, gaze up. And now you take one hand and then the other, taking the hands right underneath the feet. Breathe in, gaze up, flat back. Exhale and fold. Let your head dangle. Keep on pulling up the inner thighs, sending the bum bones to the ceiling. Perfectly fine if your knees are really bent. To see if you can get that compression right in through the palm to get a counter stretch through the wrist after all those Sphinx poses and upward dogs or downward dogs. And stay with the head dangling. Get a line from the bum bones all the way through to the top of the head. and breath. Okay, then you breathe in, gaze up. Exhale the hands to the waist. Breathe in, lift, come all the way back up, just lifting from the rib cage. And then you can step the feet together. Just come back into your center. Press the thumbs right into the chest. Now pull up through the toes and press down through all four corners of the feet. Great. Now we're going to turn the right toes to come into triangle and turn the left heel out 45 degrees. Just opening right through the side body. Draw the left rib cage back. Ascend through the crown and then slide over to the right. Inhale. And then exhale over to the right. Keep that left hip back and slide down the leg as much as you can that you're keeping this left hip back. So I can come to here right now. You listening to your back, notice if you can slide down to your leg, to your ankle, and keep that top rib cage drawing back as the chin is drawn in. You're reaching right out through the top of the head. Breath is steady. Keep on pulling up from that standing leg, so you're pulling right into the hip. Turn the body to the side. And then you can gaze down. Breathe in, lift, come all the way back up. Now turn that right heel out 45 degrees. Turn the left toes to the opposite side. Draw your right shoulder rib cage back. Exhale over to the side. Extend and keep that right hip back. So you're opening through the right waist and you're anchoring through that back right heel. Now you have the option to have that right heel turned out on a diagonal, which I've always taught. And some of the latest mechanics is showing to have the foot parallel like this, showing that for some people that the way the hip is rotating doesn't serve the pose. And so if you notice, if you can turn your foot parallel and that gives you more anchoring, great. And try and feel and stay in that position. And you're breathing steadily. And then you can breathe in, draw all the way back up. Now we'll turn into the rotated triangle. So you're going to take your left heel over to the left, right foot over to the right, so you're directly squared. Right hand onto the low back, lift, lengthen from the waist, exhale and extend over. Come on onto the outside of that right foot, turn and press into the floor as you rotate. Keep on pulling up from the right thigh. Keep pressing into the floor. Breath is steady. Good, 2 more breaths. Now you can gaze down, breathe in, lift, come all the way back up. Rotate, draw the left hip back, take the left hand onto the low back, rise and lift from the rib cage. Inhale and exhale, come on to the outside of that left foot or in front if that's better for your balance. And then turn and take that left arm up. Draw the left waist back. Once again, you're strongly opening. Stay with your breathing, press into the palm. Breath. Keep on pulling up strongly through that left waist. Excellent. Now you can gaze down, breathe in, lift, come all the way back up. And then you can step the feet together. Come on right to the front of the mat. Sorry, I changed sides if that confused you. We're coming right to the front. And then we're going to take your left heel back. No, I didn't. Turn that left heel. It's just so weird, all alone here. The front right knee is bent, and you have that right knee directly over the ankle. Now just check that the knee does stay over the first or second toe. Now, if you need to come a little wider, which I can feel I do, you want to be a leg length and a half apart. Warrior. We take the left shoulder back, the left waist back, and gaze beyond the middle finger. Now the thigh is parallel to the floor, but you still keep the left rib cage back. You're gazing just beyond the middle finger. The arms open, the heart opens, and you keep the shoulder blades back as you rise right from the crown of the head. Breath is full, steady. And keep the left rib cage coming back as you open. Breath. Okay, now you can come down and take that right hand on the inside of the right foot. Turn and face the ceiling, but keep your chin in as the eyes come up, and keep that front right knee at a right angle. Keep pressing down through that back left heel, and the foot is either parallel as it was in triangle, or you might have the heel turned out like so. So feel for your best anchoring. Keep the front right knee bent, right angled. Open through the chest as you draw the arm up. And then you can take that arm down. Now we're going to turn towards the front, both hands on the inside. Lift the chin, slide the shoulders down. Keep your heel reaching back so you're opening through the quad. Keep pulling up from the chest, directing the nose ahead as you pull up from the throat, so the chin is coming up. And then we're going to take the right hand on the outside. Take your front right leg back. Step your left leg forward. Press that right heel down. Keep the front left knee bent. Lift from the rib cage. Draw the right shoulder back. Gaze beyond the middle finger as you rise from the rib cage, keeping that front left knee at a right angle as you open. Extend, keep the palms reaching out. Keep this right shoulder back. Keep the left knee directed forward, back right heel pressing down. And you're opening from the chest. Breath. 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 Keep the right waist coming back. And then here we go, you bend, but you try not to lean forward. So you keep your right waist back. Come down, take that right arm back. As you open through the chest, keep the back right heel pressing down. Breath, keep the shoulder back. Good, the front left knee bending. Keep that right waist back. Breath, breath. Sorry, you are looking up towards the ceiling. And you keep the chin in slightly. Keep the breath. And now you can take that right hand down, come up onto the back toes, keep the front left knee tucked into the torso, the back leg reaching and strong. Hands are together, thumbs are touching pretty much. Their hands are just a little bit apart, right under the shoulders. And you keep that back right heel pressing out as you lengthen through the quad. And breath. Keep the shoulders sliding down as you pull the rib cage up. Okay, now you're going to step that back foot in, bring the foot in a whole foot, and then take your left hand on the outside, take an in-breath, lift the eyes and pull up through that left thigh, pulling it into your hip. And then exhale and extend out over that left leg. Keep both feet pressing down as you pull up through the left thigh. And breath. Breath. Excellent. 2 more breaths. Okay, wonderful. And now you can take the hands forward, and then you're going to lift the right leg straight up and straight up. So you're coming into a standing split position, but your hands are about 8 inches in front of your left foot for balance. You want to keep that right leg reaching up, pull up strongly into the left thigh, so you're contracting in through the core. Now look back, that'll help to direct the head down, and keep that right heel reaching up as you extend and as you pull up through that left foot. And 1 more breath. Okay, take that right leg down beside the left, the feet are apart. And now you can take that left leg up, reaching up through the heel. Hands again are about 8 inches ahead. And then you reach that left leg up. Looking straight back as you pull up through the right leg, left leg is straight. You're pressing out through that heel to lengthen through the back of the leg, pulling up from the core. Reaching yourself forward. Keep that left leg lengthening out as much as you can. Pull up through the core. Head dangles. You're looking straight back. The standing leg strong and straight if you can. And breath, pull up through that thigh. Breath. Breath. And then you can come down. Now you have your feet apart. And then you're going to walk your feet together. Good. Now the hands are forward. You come right onto the fingertips and you breathe in and gaze up. Now lift through the chest and then exhale and bring the arms right up into Utkatasana. Let your shoulders slide down, gazing up at the thumbs as the hips sit back. Notice if you can let the hips come down a little lower and keep the knees kissing. Keep the balls of the feet together, heels are apart to open the hips. Then open the arms, that might feel better through the breath. Interlace through the fingers, extend through the arms. Now we step the left leg back, take the right foot over to the right so that your body is squared forward. Lift from the rib cage, exhale and extend out over that right leg. Reach the wrists up and press the wrists out, and the back leg is strong. You're gazing down towards the toes. Keep that wrist reaching out and over. And then you can breathe in and lift. Come on all the way back up. Open the chest and the rib cage. Extend through the arms. Arms are behind the shoulders, palms in. Lift from the rib cage. Back leg is strong. Lift, open the chest, breath. Breath, pulling up from the core. Again, back leg strong. And then you can gently come down. Change legs, take the right leg back, left leg forward. Now, pressing up into that left, we'll just bring the left knee a bit to the left. And then you're gonna straighten that back leg, open the chest, interlace, send the wrists out and up. Opening the chest, back leg strong, reach the heel out. And then exhale. Extend the chest over the leg. Reaching the wrists out, gazing down, the back leg strong. Stay with your breathing. Again, keep the wrists reaching out, back leg strong. On the exhale, pull the abdominal wall higher in, and then you can breathe in, lift, open through the chest. Back leg is strong, interlace the fingers, pull the ribs back, and then extend through the arms. Lift from the rib cage. Again, the back leg is strong, opening the chest. Nice, steady breath, in and out through the nose, keeping that back leg heel reaching. Breath, breath. Wonderful. Now we're gonna come down, take the right hand on the inside, turn to your left, and keeping the chin in, reach out through the top of the head and keep that front left knee directed forward. Back leg is strong. Push and rotate. Let your arm come a little further back than midline to accentuate that rotation. And then you can take that left hand down. Take the left leg back, take the right hand out wider. Step the right leg forward, squaring the hips. And then press that left hand down, rotate to your right, and keep that back leg strong. Keep the front right knee directed forward. Keep the shoulders back. Push into the floor to rotate. And again, go a little bit further than your midline. Taking that arm behind, opening the chest, breath. And then you can take that right hand down. Come on down onto the back knee as you lift the chest and chin. And now with the back toes tucked under, tuck your tailbone under. Once again, rise, arc the back this time. So this is a little different. You want to pull up, tuck your tailbone under, lift the rib cage, and arc back right from your waist as you pull the skin up right through the quad. Stay with your breathing. Keep the shoulders back. 2 more breaths, lifting the eyes, breath, breath, Okay, wonderful. Here we go. Changing legs. Lift the back leg, change the right leg back, left leg forward, come down onto the knee, lifting through the rib cage, tuck the tailbone under, opening the chest, pull up from the skin of the belly button. Breath. Back toes tuck and press. Opening the ribs. Breath. Shoulders back. Breath. Really reach up, fountain up, right from the belly button. And then you can take the hands down. And now we'll take that left leg back, come into kneeling position and into your nice tall spine. That was excellent. Wow. We're going to come into breath of joy. So this is the one where we do the exploding breath. And you're going to pull the abdominal wall in on the exhale. The chest is open, elbows out to the side. And here we go, taking an in-breath in 27 pumps. Oh, 28. And coming down, just keep the rib cage open, shoulders, chin. Let your body drop right into your sitting bones. Feel the space in the ribs and the hips. Lovely. And one more regular breath. We do 3 regular breaths in between. And here we go. 2 more rounds. Here's our second round. Breathing in. And relax. 3 regular breaths. Remembering it's an inhale and then exhale, explosion. We're pulling the abdominal wall in and then just a natural inflate. We're stirring in through the respiratory tract. We're strengthening respiratory muscles. We're also doing a good stimulation of the immunoglobulins. There's 3 types. And the types, these are like little Pac-Men that go in and they eat up viruses, toxins in the respiratory tract. And you can also do that by laughing, just so you know. Okay, arms out to the side, breathing in. And then just rest the arms. Okay. Now you can do just a little wiggle, just shifting from side to side with the hips. And then we're going to draw right up into standing kneel. Now we'll take the hips forward, and I want you to lift from the rib cage, coming into camel pose. Now the hands come onto the back, the elbows press back, and you shoehorn up the tissue right in your low back, so your ribs will come up high. Now what you're not doing is this. If you cannot lean back, that would be good. You're pressing the feet down as your anchors, and then you send the hips forward. Now, if you can take your hands down, walk them down the legs, and then keep the rib cage lifted. And then if you find your ankle, then you're good because you've got your hips over your knees. So technically you want to do that. I was taught to keep my belly in contact with the wall. They had us come up against the wall so that you make sure you're not contracting in through your low back and shortening there. So you keep the breath, lift the chin if you're back. Otherwise, keep the hands right onto the low back. Stay with your breath. Keep the hips reaching forward. Lift the chin, let the head come back. 3 more breaths. I'm a little tight. Just see if you can talk. Sometimes we'll be tight in the throat if we haven't stretched this way in a while. And then very slowly come back up. Now come on down into your kneel position again. We're going to do that one more time. Now, I know that some of you might have a bolster, and if you do, actually you both do, you can have it come right across the calves, and then you'll have a place to hold yourself from. That might just feel better. You might be able to get more of a lift to the trachea and more of a lift in here. As you could tell, I talked to let you see how, or hear how tight the trachea was, as I haven't done this pose in a while, maybe a few days. It's really incredible how much this area can start to create congestion. A lot of fibrosis in the neck will cause tightness into the throat. So I don't think we can even imagine how much this helps our respiratory system to keep the throat open. So trachea. So you want to take the hands onto the back again and onto the backs of the legs. Come into your lift. Stay with your breathing. Keep the hips, belly button region tipping forward. Find your best placement and then breathe open through the chest. Send the head back. Stay with your breath. Breath. 2 more breaths. And then as you lift, come all the way back down and just take a moment for your low back to sit on your hips and to settle. This is also a pose. You can have your knees together and come into regular breaths. If you ever get the chance throughout the day to come into kneeling position, it is a very good for the low back. You're really drawing your tailbone down. Good for the knees, good for the ankles. And there is also a pose, remember this, how they said not to do this. There is a pose to let your tailbone sit down. And that is quite good for just a little further stretch in through the shins. So that can help with any needing to stretch in through the calves as well. Because when you stretch the front of the shins, you'll help your calves. Also very strong through the ligaments of the knees. So just make sure it's comfortable. And in either position, take the arms up, the thumbs are front, and then you rise from the rib cage and you press your shoulder blades back as you go into your breathing. And you keep lifting through the chest and rib cage. Rise up from your waist. Stay with your breath. Keeping that lift. And then you can exhale and come down. Beautiful. Now just relaxing the hands. Palms are turned up. Turn to your right and look way, way, way back. Turn as much as you can. And then to the other side. Okay, good. Come on back. Now with your own time and breath, we did a good strong stretch looking back. Do direct the eyes behind. Come with your own time. We'll take a minute to turn from side to side. And if you find there's a place where you want to stay because you really need that stretch, please do. And remember to direct the eyes behind you. That will turn the spine a little bit more. And just finding any tight spot. This is really important to keep up. This will help in through the side trapezius muscles. But also it will keep the, obviously the rotation of the cervical spine, the neck. And because the next cars are the cars we have now, we never really need to look back. You really want to keep up this mobility. And one more time, finishing. And then back to your center. Now we'll take the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers, and then tuck your chin and just looking down, breathe in and out through the nose. Stay with your breath. One more breath, really letting your head come forward, your chin super tucked. And then you can gently release the hands. Now we'll take the ear right down to the right, and then take your right hand at the bottom of your left ear. This thumb you turn down, and you take this arm around, and you pull that elbow back, that left elbow. And then you let the ear drop down to the side. Breathe in and out through the nose. Keep the shoulder open. Nice deep breath. And then you can breathe in, come back up. Good, and then switching. take this arm across. I always like to use my hand to coax the elbow down, and then you can take this left hand, come on to the bottom of the ear and rotate down. Breathing in and out through the nose. Keep the shoulder back as you lift from the rib cage. Keeping the ribs in. Stay with your breath. Breath. You can gently release the head and come back. Okay, lovely. Now, if you need to come out of kneeling, please do. If you can stay in it, that would be great. Now we're going to take the left arm up and then take the right arm under for eagle. Let the elbows really wrap. Take an in-breath, lift, and then exhale to lower. Breathing in, lift, and exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. I'm preparing the shoulders because we're going to go into some plank work, and I really want to help you to feel the shoulders open before we do. So notice that the elbows are far forward. It's as if you've drawn them forward to get the most space in between your shoulder blades. And you're breathing in as you rise and exhale as you lower. And you stay with that breath. Exhaling, lower. Breathe in and exhale, lower. Here we go. Take the opposite elbow on top. Take an inhale, rise. And exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. And exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. And exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. And exhale, lower. Okay, lovely. So we're going to come into side plank and take the legs right underneath the body. Now this can be done from your elbow. And we're going to start from the hand, unless you need to start from the elbow. So the hand, of course, right underneath the shoulders. You can either have the top leg opened in, so like open scissors to press the foot down. That'll give you a wider basis of support. If you can stack, fantastic. Just feel for the best way you can breathe and stay with the rise and not like you can't concentrate. You want the breathing to be steady. Now, if you can, take your top leg up so you reach and you extend that heel out and the underside shoulder is back. So try not to get it forward, but back. And that gives you more stability. And then you take that leg down. Now take the leg behind and then lift from the rib cage and lengthen right through the underside of the waist. And again, that shoulder blade is back. You stay with the breathing, beautiful reach through the arm, and then windmill that arm down. Good, rotate to the other side if you need to change ends so you can still see what I'm gonna make you do. Do that, lift from the rib cage, opening through the chest. Draw the shoulder blade back. Excellent, excellent. Keeping the underside waist lifting. Beautiful. I don't think I can take my leg up on, nope, I can't on this side with my back today. So just feel for your best version. Oops, no, it was this we did. Take the arm over. Lengthen out from the waist, get a really good reach. Opening underside ribs, shoulder back. And then you can take that arm back, rotate back into your plank with the heels reaching out. Now take the feet wide, just a little wider than your hips. Touch the right knee down and then extend. And left knee down, rib cage in and extend. And right knee and extend. And left and extend. And right, extend. Keep that going, left and right, rib cage in and left. Thumb strong, really lifted. Right and left. Two more. And right, shoulders back. Left. Drop the knees down. Tuck the toes under and lower down. Keeping the hands even with your chest and the elbows are back. The toes point and then you press the feet out and you feel like you're pressing your palms back, but they stay put, and you press the elbows into the torso. Lift the chin, let the legs come up, open through the chest, And then extend the arms behind. Interlace the fingers. Press the tops of the feet down. Take an in-breath. And then exhale completely. And then inhale to inflate the air bag of the ribs and lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, inflate, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, inflate, lift. Press the tops of the feet down. And lower, 2 more. Inhale, inflate, lift. And lower. Last one. Inhale, inflate, lift. And lower. Okay. Take the hands beside the chest. Take an inhale, lift. Now take the knees right underneath the hips, palms underneath the shoulders. Now for your cat round, take your right knee back about 6 inches. You're going to start with an inhale, lift the eyes, arc the back, and then exhale and round, getting more of a stretch through the one side. It'll be depending on where your tension is. And then inhale, gaze up. And then exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. Feel like you're pressing your palms right through the floor. And then again, breathe in, gaze up, lift the eyes, tip the bum. And exhale, round, press the tops of the feet down. And then you can come right to your flat back position. Take that right knee in, left knee out 6 inches. Take an inhale, lift the eyes, arc the bum. And exhale, round. Inhale, breathe in, gaze up. And exhale, round. Inhale, breathe in, gaze up. And exhale and round. Lovely. And then you can come on all the way back into seated position. Now, in about 15 minutes, we're going to go into headstand. And I know that, I'm not sure, Marion, Nita, if you were into headstand, but when we get to that point, if you could turn on your mic and I could help you into headstand, if you have a wall that you can be supported by, or I'm going to show you an alternative pose. I just wanted to give you that, pardon me, heads up on that, heads down on that one, and then we'll go into it in about 15 minutes. We're going to start now by getting a little bit deeper into the side of the hips. So I want you to take your body over to the left, and let's take the right leg on top, and then you can pull that right ankle up pretty high. Now take your ankle from underneath out, and then lift from your rib cage and pull the elbows back so you get the lift, and pull right up from the bum bones. Great. Now we're going to extend the right leg out and then pull that right heel in and press it right against the thigh. Take an inhale, lift the rib cage, open the chest. And then you can exhale and extend down over that leg, pull back from the toes as you reach forward, and extend from your low back, moving the chest towards the toes. Getting that reach forward as you pull up through your right thigh. Excellent. Now you can breathe in and lift, come all the way back up. Now you can take that right leg to the outside and take the left heel in close. Come right to the front of the bum. And then you can take this left arm up and hike up and over, just as we were fountaining out earlier, lengthening off the waist with your triangle, and keep that left hip down as you extend. Keep pulling right up from the waist. The breathing is steady. And then you can breathe in, come on all the way down. Okay, now we'll change legs. We'll take that left heel in, taking it right into the buttock. Take your right heel. Take your left leg across, pull up, get into your nice round, lifted spine rather. So you come nice and tall, and you keep the chin back as you lengthen. Get this ankle up as high as you can, lifting Pulling up from the rib cage to stretch into the low back. And then you can take this left leg out, reach the heel out, press it onto the inside of the thigh, squaring the belly button to the front, hips squared. Inhale, rise. And then you can exhale and extend out over the leg. Pull back from the toes as you reach forward, sending the sternum towards the foot, reaching out. Pull up from that right thigh as you extend forward. And then you can breathe in, draw back up. Now you can take that left leg to the outside, draw the heel and snug to the perineum. Lift, lengthen out of that right side as you lift from the waist. Keep the arm coming in line with the ear, pull back through the toes, extend out and get that lift right from the bottom of the back. Get you a good reach forward. And breath. Excellent. Breath. And then you can come on all the way back up. Now we'll take this left leg forward again. The right heel comes in. And for this one, you have the right heel just pressing in front of the sit bone. And just make sure it's not in close because you'll get a bit of a tip action. So here's your balance. Now you reach out through the left heel, extend the right arm around the leg and either the back of the arm pressing into the shin, or you can take that arm around, grab onto the other wrist, and then you've got your extension coming forward. Pull back from the toes, take an in-breath, exhale and extend forward. Get a really good reach forward. Breath. Keep reaching that heel out. Breath. And then you can breathe in and come on all the way back up. Wonderful. Take that left heel in. Extend out through the right foot, right to the front of the bum bones, foot apart. Take this left arm around. Find your best position to get you into the deepest stretch on the left side of your low back. Reaching forward, toes pull back. Keeping that that right leg active as you reach forward. Getting your extension forward. Reaching the chin out. Stay with your breathing. Remembering on the exhale to really pull the abdominal wall in as you get yourself forward. And then you can breathe in and lift. Come on all the way back up. Great. Now we're going to take the left heel in, that is up, and you're going to press it right into the pubic bone. Great. Now just lift from the rib cage. I just want to feel how I want to do this. Yep. You're going to take your right hand across, left hand behind, and lift and turn. Prop yourself up high so you feel yourself even on both sides of the bum. And gazing back. Reach the right heel out and open through the chest. Stay with your breath. And then you can gently release. Come on back. Okay, wonderful. Now you can take that left heel out, draw the right heel in, pull it in close, lift and square from the torso. Now taking that right hand across, left hand, lifting, gazing back, pulling up from the core, lengthening from the torso, and breath. Beautiful, nice rise. Breath. And now you can gaze back to your front. Lovely. Now we'll take I want to have the body coming into reverse prayer. So you can either have your hands in reverse prayer, or you can have your hands grabbing onto the elbows. And then from that position, find your tallest lift with the elbows back, and then exhale the chin out. And then once you've come to your longest spine with the elbows back, then let the chin drop, Pull the toes back and reach out from the heels. And then breathe in, lift, come up, lift, scoop the belly up, and then take an inhale again. And then you can exhale and extend forward. Sorry about that. The breathing was wrong. You had to exhale in between. And reach out, keep the elbows back. Keep the toes coming back as you reach out through the heels. And then you can breathe in and lift and come on all the way back up. Now we take the hands behind, bend the knees, take the feet apart, press into the feet, and then you breathe in and bridge the tailbone out. Let the shoulders come forward as you press into your feet and stay with your breath. Keep the head coming back as you open, and then you can gently come down. Okay, lovely. Now the next position is to come right down onto your back and to just draw the knees into the chest to do a nice counter stretch. Pulling in snug and let the knees come wide. And then you can gently rock from side to side. Good. Now just feel the elbows bend to the outside. And if you need to grab a drink of water, please do. Hydrate. I kept the doors closed today, so I've managed to keep the cool heat, the cool, rather fresh air from the morning in, and it's quite nice in here. Now the next position, let's come into the hip stretch by taking the heels down and then cross your right ankle over your left knee, press that right knee out, and then grab onto the left leg and pull the right leg in. Let your shoulders drop back. Stay with your breathing. And let that, if you can, let the ankle come up a little bit higher and pull in. Stay with your breath. And then you can gently release. Good. Now uncross that right leg, recross the left. Let the left knee rotate out. Good, shoulders back. And then you can grab behind and pull that right leg in. Keep the left knee rotating out. Stay breathing. Staying with your breath. Again, keep on rotating out. Breath. Very nice. And then you can uncross that leg. Okay, let's take both legs up into happy baby and holding on to the low legs, bend the knees to the outside. Let the elbows bend well so you can get the knees wide. Stay with 2 deep breaths. One more deep breath. Excellent. And then you can let your heels come down. And from here, we'll come right into your shoulder stand. So you're going to take the elbows close into the body, take the hips into the air. And if that's too much tonight for any reason, come back into happy baby and bring the feet over towards the head side more. Otherwise, come right into your shoulder stand. Take your time to breathe your hips up and to walk your hands right into the low back. Lengthening. Again, keep the hips reaching. Keep the knees pressing together. As you walk your hands up towards the backs of the shoulders, just below them, of course, and you're pressing feet together. Keep the head pressing back. Stay for 3 more breaths. So Sarvangasana is a restorative pose. It's a great way to bring more blood into the neck and shoulders. And also it creates a relaxation response because of the way that the blood is flowing. We're seeing so counterintuitive, and yet you're scientifically creating a lower heart rate right now. Now you can bend at your hips and draw the feet over, keep your head pressed back towards the plow position, taking the legs down, and then take your hands behind, press the arms down into the floor as you have your feet reaching over. Now your hips will be quite high. Of course, you're just keeping the head pressed back, looking straight up, keeping your breath. And staying with your breath. Breath. Now you bend the knees and let the knees come onto either side of the head. Amazing pose for stretching the hips and low back. Keep the hips high and the arms can press down behind you. I personally keep them laced. I find that that feels better for the shoulders, and the backs of the arms are pressing down into the floor. No pressure on the neck, so keep the head pressed back so the neck does not flatten. Okay, so the chin is up. And then you take the legs straight again into plow. Now take the legs back up into Sarvangasana, keeping the hands right onto the mid-back. And then you can cross the ankles and then take the feet over slowly once again, keeping the core strong. And then you're going to take the legs back up, uncross, lift one at a time, lengthening through the legs, cross the other ankle in front. Hinge from your hips, no pressure in your neck. Keep the weight of the head pressing back. Keep the legs reaching out, breath, breath. Just want you to be so familiar with being upside down. Uncross the legs, take one leg up, lifting the other leg up. Now you cross the ankles, you let the knees come down and out. Walk your hands up your back a little bit more. This might be our headstand. And you're going to keep the knees out. All the weight is traveling down through your elbows. Fantastic for the immune system, as well as thyroid, parathyroid. Keeping the shoulder blades pressing back. Very nice recross other ankle. Keeping the knees splayed out, keeping the hips lifted. Breath, all the weight traveling through the elbows, really opening the shoulders. Take the legs gently, slowly back up, press the knees together, ankles together. And then you can lower down to the floor, coming all the way down, and let your legs straighten. So from here, we'll come right into your fish pose, and you're taking your arms down. You're going to move the hands, the one thumb on top of the other, and get that long extension through the backs of the arms. Pressing into the elbows, and then lifting, point the toes, open through the chest. Keep the elbows pressing down, keep the chest open, legs strong, keep reaching out through the toes. Stay with your breathing. Opening the chest and rib cage. Again, staying with your breath. Excellent. Breath. Oh, lovely. Bend in the elbow, press into the elbows rather to slowly lower. And then take the arms to the outside. Let your body rest back for a moment. Just feel the change in everything. Blood pressure, also that opening in through the neck quite strong. Good, and then take a moment to feel how you feel after all of that inversion. Good, you're letting your whole body go for a moment in Shavasana. Let your feet roll out. Okay. Now the final pose is headstand, and headstand is considered, it's considered the pose, like it's the ultimate pose. And I've expressed this before. I know some people that were only taught headstand, that's it. They were taught headstand. It's considered one of the best poses for the body. Blood coming into the middle of the brain, into the pineal gland, which helps regulate hormones. So I know one friend, tag at the gym, and I always ask him, have you been doing headstand? He'll say, I haven't. And he started doing it again, and he said, I'm sleeping better. I would say he's about 66, very fit. And so has returned to headstand. So come into your headstand. And Nita, do you do headstand? I'm just trying to remember.
I did. I haven't in a while. So I am just going to do it against a wall and see how far I get.
I'm going to do it with you guys just for moral support and because I love it and I don't think I've done my headstand today. We're going to take about 3 minutes. More than anything, of course, you're breathing. Have fun with this. Keep the weight dropping through your pedestal. Stay with your breathing. Breath is steady. Keep the ribs in. Stay with your breath. We'll stay for 5 more breaths, whichever place you're in. Sometimes I find the pose will change with the breath. There might be more of a feeling of helium, and you almost have to stop yourself from going too far because you'll lighten up so much, the legs can go so high, almost like you're going to tip over. And then on your next inhale, you can gently draw the legs down. Release, of course, into your child's pose. Let your head go, releasing the forehead to the floor as you go into a little way to recalibrate the blood again into all parts of the body. Good. And when we're returning to this pose after a while, really all we're contending with is the main thing, fear. And the fear is only because of lack of practice. So simple. And the more we practice this can actually be a pose that we can do until the end of our lives. Many of my friends that are older that do yoga, like quite a bit older in their 80s, still do headstand and rely on it actually for hormonal regulation. Now, come on, slowly back up. And then we'll come right into seated position. So something that I've been teaching, the final 3 poses that we do in Ashtanga yoga. They're all done in lotus position. So if you're able to lotus, come into your lotus. Otherwise, cross-legged position is wonderful. You could also come into half lotus, which technically is to take the right. It'll look like I'm on my left, but you're taking your right leg up first. And then this leg would tuck under. I'm going to come into lotus. And as you know, lotus is a big deal because it helps to really anchor your hips down. So if your knees ever give you this pose, it's a wonderful way to really lock down. But otherwise, legs crossed is great. So you're coming into your lift, and the first pose we do is to take the hands to the elbows, and then you exhale and you reach out with the sternum and fold forward, and you go into your breath. Now, you could also be in this position. You could be with the arms coming forward. That might be better. And let the weight of the head reach out. So you're actually reaching out through the chin as opposed to a sloppy fall. And that way you're getting a wonderful reach. The full pose, so to speak, is to grab onto the ankles, you grab onto the feet, and then you fold forward. But I'm going to be with you guys and hold on to the elbows, and you exhale and reach the chin forward and go evenly into the middle if you can, and stay with your breathing. Keep breathing in and out through the nose with the elbows back and the chest open. And then you can breathe in and lift and come all the way back up. Okay, wonderful. Now we do that technically for about 10 breaths. That was 7 breaths. Now the next position, you're staying in your cross-legged position, is to come into your typical yogini pose. Yogini pose is the female, and you're taking your hands and you lift through the chest. You pull up from the rib cage, pulling up through the abdomen, and then you tuck your chin. And you take 10 deep breaths. Full exhales as you complete your exhales. We're at 6 breaths. And then you can come on right back. Now the final pose is to lift yourself up off the floor. I really find it difficult to do without lotus because you have to spring your elbows up. You have to, your ankles up. You have to have one hooking the other and pulling it up. So I'll just show you the so-called full pose. So-called is because it's a full pose if it's your pose. So you're lifting and you're pressing your knees up. So that way you're using Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha to pull the knees up off the floor. Now the other version is to have one ankle, and I know that Marion's familiar with this, hooking and pulling up Nita, so it's like you're gripping and pulling up this way. And then maybe there's a second of ascension, maybe. But the main thing is press and pull up through Mula Bandha in here so that you're creating a plumb line that pulls up. You could even do this. You could press the palms into the floor, pull the knees up. So you're getting the internal obliques to suction up, and you get that pull up in here, and it's an energetic rise. And you do it for 100 breaths. Now my teacher does 15. He teaches us 15 because he has mercy. But you can pull up that way, and then you gently release, and that's the final pose. And it's very heat inducing, of course. And then you're done, and you're all squeezed right in through the bandhas in here, Uddiyana and Mula Bandha. And then you come down onto your back and come right into Shavasana. While I just play theater director and lower the lights. So let your whole body rest back. Just feel the shoulders release. Feel your eyes rest back in the sockets. And feel your feet roll out in relaxation. Let the eyes rest back. And just feel the backs of the legs long, the backs of the knees are releasing into the floor. Feel the body heavy and feel the chest open and the entire length of your spine releasing into the floor. Notice if there's any part of your body that you could soften a little more, and then just do that. And do any little movements you need to do to feel complete, to let go a little more, even if it's just to smooth the forehead and relax the eye muscles. Keep on letting yourself go. Awareness resting on your breath. And feel how the belly rises when you inhale and sinks when you exhale. Keep on releasing into the floor. And then on your next in-breath, take in a deeper breath and exhale. And again, a nice deep breath and exhale. Now you can just let your head gently roll side to side. And then let your head go again. Now you can, for a neck stretch, take your right hand behind your left ear. Now we stretched to the side. Now we're going to stretch in. So you're going to tuck your right side of your jaw in towards the right shoulder. And you're looking a little bit to your left, right about to your left pocket. And tuck the chin as much as you can. Keep that left shoulder dropping back. Stay with your breathing in and out through the nose. Breath. And then you can gently release down. Just feel the difference there. And now take your left hand behind your right ear and tuck the left jaw towards the left shoulder, looking a little bit to your right. Breath really tucked in. And then you can gently lower down. Good. And then gently turn your head all the way to the left and then all the way to the right. Once more to your left and once more to the right. Great. Now you can bend your knees and just draw the knees right into the body. Pull them in tight. Gently rock side to side. And then you can gently roll over to your left side. Come on up to seated position. Let yourself settle for a moment, having done really great work, and just let your body be even. See if you can notice the difference in your energy, where there might be more energy in your body. And then you can bring your awareness right back to this room. Okay, lovely. Have a really great night and sleep. And Marian, I just need to let you know that the honey is so good. Oh my God, it's delicious. I have it in my my matcha tea in the morning, and I absolutely love it. It's delicious. So have a great night, you guys. And tomorrow night. Oh, Doug, you're there. I got to get this. It's so hard to get up there. Oh, I'm so glad you made it.
Yeah, a minute of problem. So.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you got in. And so tomorrow night we have the restorative. So do feel free to come for the restorative. I know, Marian, just in case you want to catch up after just getting back from the farm. Excellent.
What time is tomorrow's class?
It's the evening one is at 7:45 for the restorative. Yeah, and it's an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, thanks.
Good night.
Okay, have a great night, you guys. Good night.
Night.